he's ready. I have the power. You guys don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
You've never watched He-Man?
Before my time, dude.
What? Did
You're
you watch?
aging yourself.
How is that before your time, Mike? You're fucking 5 years older than all of us. And I
You
used
just
to
aged
watch.
yourself, man.
I used to watch He-Man. From the powers of Grayskull. No? Okay.
Nope.
All right. And we will be recording in 3, 2. Welcome to episode 47 of the West Coast Sports Junkies. How's it going, folks? We are not live. We're recording tonight from our usual spots. This guy in Burnaby, Ty in New West, Mr. Mike in South Surrey, and Dan, I think, in Burnaby. Yeah, I think so. Say hi, Dan.
Hello, guys. How's it going?
That view, a view right there.
Yeah, we got to do something about that for the next episode, man.
Yeah, man. That looks like I don't even want to say it. I can't. I don't even want to think about that. Ugh.
The view of his erection.
Is my shirt? Can you still see the logo, or is it all
I feel like I'm on my knees in front of you, man.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's what all the girls and guys see, eh? Anyways, all right, let's move on. So, welcome to episode 47. Yes, 47 weeks of fun with us, and we're gonna get into quite a few things this week. Not really gonna go over it too much in detail. We'll just go as we go. Canucks, obviously. Here's my hold on. Ever see my curse hat there? It's not a curse. Well, ever since I bought it, he had the shittiest season ever. But anyways,
He's turning it around. He's turning it around.
Yeah, as soon as I started wearing the hat, he started turning it around. So that's good. We'll talk about the roller coaster ride, which is the Canucks. Obviously Russian sanctions right now. That's obviously, what do you say about that? MLB is on strike. Didn't even notice. UFC 272. Michael will break that down for us. We got our Bodog Bet of the Week updates with our affiliate Bodog. Always happy about that. Don't forget to go to our website and click on that link, and you will get some extra dough. They will match your buy-in for up to $400. NHL, NFL partnership coming soon. And we may have a giveaway at the end of the show, so stick around. All right, but before we get any further into the show, we will go for drinks roundtable. Ty, I haven't drank since I went to your house on Saturday, but here's what I have now. I've got the Grinch.
I don't believe you.
I haven't. I really haven't.
You haven't had one beer.
No. I haven't had a thing since Saturday. I didn't want to. I felt like I had like gastrointestinal disease. It was terrible. Anyways, I'm going to show you guys the beer. So this is actually a beer my sister, shout out Matilda, got me for Christmas, and I've been saving it because it looked so cool. It's the Strong Ale, 26 IBU, 6.5% alcohol. It's the Bridge Brewing Company, North Shore, Vancouver, and it's called the Grinch beer. It's a huge beer. I feel like I'm drinking a bottle of wine when I have a sip of it, but straight out of the bottle. But yeah, it's a good beer. Let me have a sip here. Just tell you guys what it looks like or what it feels, tastes like.
Hold on. Named after you, the Grinch?
I'm not the Grinch. What am I? Am I like a bitter person, guys, or what? The first time hearing.
No. Just messing with you, buddy.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, so it's really good. It's really good. I really like this beer. I wish I had more of it now, and it's probably out of season because it is what is it, March now? It's a winter beer or a Christmas beer. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I honestly haven't had a drink since your night of fun at Ty's poker night. FIFA night. Oh, that's why. Anyways, drank a lot of shots playing FIFA. All right, Mike, what do you got? What do you got in the hopper tonight?
Tonight I'm going with Steel and Oak Royal City Ale.
Stealing.
It's a good beer. I like that.
Yeah, one of my faves. Cheers.
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 You know what? I gotta say, last week when I was in Victoria, I went out for dinner and I was looking at the drinks. I'm like, I'm gonna have a Negroni. And man, did I enjoy that.
Good, right?
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm gonna that's probably my drink of choice from now on.
Yeah.
I really like it.
That's good.
So good job. Ty, what do you got? Oh,
I am drinking some Kentucky bourbon whiskey, the Basil Hayden. Our good buddy Trav actually got me this bottle.
yeah.
It's a sweet bourbon, very smooth. Still sticking with my limited beer diet right now, so just having one of these on the rocks, and yeah, it's delicious. Dan, what do you got going on tonight?
Well, I'm also, as Govik mentioned, still recovering from our little powwow over the weekend. But I'm going back to my bread and butter. I have a gin and tonic, splash of orange. And you know what? For our listeners out there, happy belated birthday to our fellow junkie Tyler from Monday. Cheers, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
And I know we've obviously sent our wishes, but for our listeners out there, you're getting up there, old man. So cheers.
Cheers,
Thank
Ty.
you.
Happy birthday. Yeah, you stole my thunder.
Thank
Dan.
you. Dan, is your ice machine broken there, bud?
Yeah, like I said, I'm going back to my bread and butter. No ice.
Warm gin and tonic. I guess you call it neat, right? Not on the rocks.
Yep.
Yeah. Warm gin and tonic for real alcoholics. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no, Ty, I really, when I posted a picture and a couple pictures of us on Facebook, back in the day, yeah, those were awesome, eh? And then Mike posted a few. I saw a few other people posted a few like throwbacks.
Yeah.
Love those pics. Love those pics, Ty. You looked quite young back then. So
So I'm looking older, huh?
Oh,
Those weren't that far back.
wow.
A couple years.
No, man, there was one in there from like when we
Chris
were like
had ones
18.
from, a long time ago, yeah.
So
But yeah, those are good times, good memories.
we've grown quite a bit since then. So both as humans and as men, I guess. So there we go.
For sure.
Cool. Yeah, no, happy birthday. Hope you had a good one. Did you get anything cool? Did your wife get you something nice, or what happened there?
Yeah, she did actually. So we talked about on the show that I had some drinks at a Canuck game and purchased a McDavid jersey a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not got it framed yet. So she's getting it custom framed for me.
Oh, very cool.
We took that in, and looking forward to getting that back.
Very nice.
Add to the collection. I'm gonna have to swap something off the walls here. I don't know.
Really?
Might have to be the Wongo. I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, don't take Luongo down. I was looking at your collection there, and you're pretty tight for space. We'll have to figure something out. Maybe you know what?
Maybe we do a poll question on the Junkies Instagram.
Yeah. Why don't you take a photo, right? And take like 3 or 4 things. What should I remove from the wall to add the McDavid jersey? I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, that might be fun to do for sure.
Mm-hmm. I'll help you out. I'll hold your ladder.
Thank you. Thank you. I normally do it by myself, and it's pretty sketchy.
Yeah, well, you got a ladder safety. Ladder safety, 3 points of contact at all time, folks. Okay, you gotta have that. All right. So yeah, nursing the crazy bad hangover. It's over now, but it was quite the night at your house. Lots of people I haven't seen in a long time, so that's really nice. Nice to get out of the COVID and to get together. So since we're talking about COVID and world issues, let's get into the Russian sanctions right away, right off the bat, before we get into the Canucks here. I'm hearing a lot of Russian-born hockey players are getting death threats and stuff on Instagram. I don't know that you can do that, you morons who are doing that. Like, I don't think that that's appropriate. Like, these guys are not they have zero to do with what's happening over there, or do they have any political sway? So for you, numbnuts that are attacking these guys, there's no need for it. I don't know if you guys have heard that, but I did.
I have, yeah. It's pretty wild, crazy stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of people getting on the Stars too, obviously, right? Like the Ovechkins, for example. Yeah. I mean, he's in a tough spot. He plays hockey in North America. He's a star in the United States, in the NHL, but his family, his wife, his kids, they're in Russia. I mean, he's in a tough spot. Like, what do you want him to say, really, right? I mean, you see what's happening for those protesting in Russia and speaking out against what's happening, and it's not great things happening to them. So
what has Ovi said? Anything regarding this?
Yeah, he did.
He's been very limited and vague, but like I said, for that reason, right? Like, he's in a tough spot. His family's in Russia, so he's not gonna come out and completely blast Putin and what's going on over there and the invasion.
And so now his family's like stuck there because he can't fly out of there, right?
Yeah, so I mean, but like I was saying, in terms of like, you never know what's going to happen. So obviously he doesn't want to put his family in a tough spot, in a bad situation. Dan, I know you were telling me a little bit about CCM. I think they paused their relationship with Ovechkin, or completely drop him.
Well, that's the first sponsorship that I've heard that are starting to remove they worded it as remove their affiliation. So maybe they're just going to stop having Russian athletes in their commercials or, on websites or things like that. They never said anything about actually dropping sponsorships, not to the tune
just removing him from front and center, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's pretty crazy when you're hearing across all the sports world. World Cup is coming up, and a lot of the players, Russia right now, the team,
they're out.
They're also I forget which tournament is coming up.
World
I think it's
Juniors. They were supposed to host the World Juniors this fall.
Exactly. Supposed to be in, I think, Moscow or Sochi, one of the two. And yeah, they've removed it from them as well. So definitely everything that's happening over there is, trickling down to all different types of forms in terms of now sports. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see. But like Govik said, obviously we live in a day and age where people just communicate and say what they feel over social media, and it's obviously not the platform, definitely not the way to do it. But hopefully it's not going to affect sports in general for the near future. We have already had over 2 years where everything was affected because of the pandemic, and it's looking like things might get affected because of this situation with Russia and Ukraine. So hopefully not.
Do you guys agree with that? Like them sponsors pulling out on individual players just because they're Russian?
No.
I
don't agree with that at all. I think it's bullshit.
That's racist, isn't it?
It's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Ovechkin in the past has been a supporter of Putin, right? And
they're buddies.
So
yeah,
there's the affiliation there, but I mean, like I said, he lives half the year in the United States. He's a star player in the NHL. His family is obviously all Russian. They still live in Russia. So yeah, he's in a tough spot on what he is supposed to say and what not. You know what I mean? What's he going to do? There's not going to be a right answer either way for his situation.
Yeah.
So
and you know what? People should just leave him alone. It's not him. He's not the one invading the Ukraine.
Yeah, leave him alone. Let him get one more goal in peace. So Govik loses his bet.
Oh, that's right. This is going to be the one where where
Can you
the whole
imagine it ends right here? And
yeah,
he's
he
like,
can't score
done.
anymore because of all the hate mail he's getting. Yeah, look at that. It's gonna work out for me here.
Oh man.
So
But yeah, no, crazy times, obviously.
yeah, the
What's
Russian
going on?
yeah, I can't believe like and these poor players, like everybody's been disqualified. Russia's been disqualified out of the World Cup. They've been disqualified out of everything else. Like, I feel bad for the players. I get it. It's their country and these are the the sanctions that that the world is putting on them, but I don't know. It's not a soccer player or hockey player's fault what's happening over there, okay? They got bigger issues than blaming it on those guys and pulling sponsors. I don't get it. Anyways.
Yeah, 100%.
What about the UFC? What are they how many Russians are in the UFC? Like half of them?
There's a lot, and like that's the thing. You haven't seen them pull anybody out yet because of it, but you got to think that's going to be next.
Well,
Right?
Dana,
Mike, you got to send that meme. We got to post it on our story.
Yeah, the Dana White
You
sweating.
sent us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one. But
I
you know what?
don't-
Dana White, sorry, Govik. I was just gonna say Dana White's the last one to cave to the pressure of anything. I mean,
And
look
honestly,
at
I
what
don't think
happened
he's
during
going to. I don't think
look
he
what
will.
happened during COVID, right? He was the UFC at one point was the only pro sports league still going. Like he moved their whole operation to Dubai at one point, whatever, Fight Island, to keep it going. I mean, obviously this is a different situation, but in terms of, like I said, Dana White, until he gets like the call, because the UFC's affiliated now with Disney through ESPN. So until he gets a call from the bigwigs of something, which I don't think they would put him in that position, he's going on like business as usual.
Yeah, Reebok would be the call. They're the big sponsor, right?
No, but so Disney is the big one because now they have that huge, their biggest deal right now is through ESPN. Like in the States, their pay-per-views are through ESPN Plus. That's their massive sponsor. But yeah, Reebok's another big one. But yeah, until they get some pressure until Dana gets some pressure from those guys, I don't see him doing anything about it. And look at the fighters they have from Russia, right? Like the memes.
There was one in this UFC coming up that everyone wanted, just because, well, we can get into it later, but one fighter wanted to step in when Fiziev dropped out last minute, and it was what was it that Chimiev or
he just fought. He just fought.
He wanted to step
weekend.
up, and they didn't give it to him, but they
I
gave it
know.
to another guy that fought same fight, same.
But then did you hear what Dana White said? Like, he made it sound like it was his decision not to fight that Makachev or whatever.
Yeah.
Saying like now he's not going to get a title fight. He's going to have to fight one more guy before he gets a title fight or something, because he didn't take this fight. He kind of, I don't know, who knows, right?
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, but yeah, interesting.
Oh, we might as well get into the UFC right now then. What else is happening in the UFC?
Well, this week, UFC 272, Kobe Covington versus Jorge Masvidal. It's Saturday, March 5th in Las Vegas, Nevada at T-Mobile Arena. And I'm really excited for this fight, for that fight in particular. I think it's going to be a fantastic fight. And UFC 272 has like changed the headliner about 3 or 4 times so far leading up to it. Originally, it was supposed to be Max Holloway versus Volkanovski 3 trilogy belt, and then that didn't end up going through with Holloway pulling out. We had Peter Yan versus Sterling, the rematch that was set up, and then Sterling pulls out. Just this week we had the co-main event is Rafael Dos Anjos versus Fiziev, and then Fiziev drops out 4 days before the fight, and that's exactly what we were just talking about.
Yeah,
and we'll get into that fight later on, but yeah. So the main card, we will break it down as we usually do, and it starts off in the heavyweight division. We have Sergey Spivak versus Greg Hardy, and Spivak is 13-3. Hardy is 7-4-1. Spivak is a heavy favorite, minus 190. Again, these were yesterday's, these Bodog lines, and Hardy is a plus 160. I guess for you guys that follow the UFC and my picks or whatnot, you'll know that I do not like Greg Hardy. I actually hate him. And I hope that Spivak beats the crap out of him. But this fight, heavyweight fight, I see it going either two ways. You can have Spivak take Hardy down and win it on the ground, or you're going to have Greg Hardy knock out Spivak. And, Hardy's ground game is absolutely horrible. His cardio is absolutely horrible. So he's going to have to do it early. I went back and I watched Spivak's fights, and I don't think he fights very smart. Like, the game plan is for him on this fight is to take him down, right? You don't want to be sitting there swinging with Greg Hardy because it's not going to end well for you. And the same thing happened, same game plan that he needed in a few other fights, and he didn't even attempt to take down until like rounds 2 or 3. So I put his fight IQ to be on the low end, and I don't think I have enough faith in this guy to put money on him, especially when he's a heavy favorite at -190. That's what I'm going to go with, and I'm actually not going to bet it, but my pick on this fight is going to be Greg Hardy's going to win this fight via first round knockout. So I would take Greg Hardy at a +160 today.
Ooh, I don't know. Sergey Spivak is going to be he may do it, man, just to piss you off because you don't like Hardy.
Yeah, that's right. Well, if he can get him down the ground for sure, I mean, he's going to win this fight. And another thing too is Greg Hardy's takedown defense early on in fights is really good. He's like at 80%, like in the early, like,
until he gets gassed.
2.5 minutes into round 1, he's really solid takedown defense. But his fights don't usually last very long, right? Yeah. Either gets gassed out or he wins by knockout. So it's going to be if he comes out there, if Spivak comes out there shooting, I think you got a good shot.
And just for the record, Spivak is not Russian. He is Moldovan. So just throwing that out there.
Look at you, quick on your feet there. Nice. Yeah, I wasn't sure of that.
No, he's Moldovan. He's from Moldova. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Dan, are you going to pick all my picks again?
Absolutely not.
What? We did pretty good last time.
You did pretty good.
He's taking Spivak.
Lewis was going back to the last UFC. Lewis was our kryptonite, but we had a hunch on that one. You did pretty good, actually. I think you did 4 out of 5. So
he thought he did 5 out of 5. It was funny.
Yeah, no, I think he went 5 out of 6. He did well.
Yeah,
that was the only one.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you, Mike. I'm not going to bet it, but I hope Greg Hardy's a loser. I mean, his history is well documented, so I hope he gets knocked out early and we don't have to hear from him for a little while.
Oh, speaking of losers, who got arrested in San Diego for attempted murder?
Cain Velasquez.
It was in Bay Area. It was Northern California. But there's a lot to the story we don't know about. So
yeah, I was reading up on about it too, Ty. Go ahead.
Apparently, a family member of his was molested at a party by whoever this person was that he shot at. So, not saying that you shouldn't kill someone, but there's more to the story. And Dana White was actually asked about it, and he pretty much said, like, when people ask you, like, what would you do if someone did this to a close relative of yours, whatever. And Dana White's like, well, it looks like Cain Velasquez did what we all say we would do, Yeah. So, but yeah, there's a lot to. It's a terrible story.
It's terrible. Okay, but let's just get into this for a second, okay? Yeah. So I might need a gun to do something bad like that. I mean, Dan definitely would need a gun, but he can probably like.
I got them right here, Govik.
Beat the crap out of.
I got 2.
They're always fully loaded, buddy.
True, but I don't know what happened. Like it was from a car apparently. So maybe this guy was running away and he chased him and just like I say, there's a lot to the story, but the details I mentioned that came out, no one was talking about early on, right? It just looked like he lost his mind and tried to kill someone, but
yeah.
But yeah, okay, he's a not far removed UFC champ.
No, I know. That's what I mean.
4 years ago, right? Yeah.
It's crazy.
Crazy stuff, man.
So I guess more to come on that one. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead. Continue.
It's all good, buddy. Yeah. So the next fight of the night is in the welterweight division. Kevin Holland versus Alex Oliveira. Holland is a minus 335 favorite versus Oliveira is a plus 265. Holland 27-7, Oliveira 22-11-1. And you guys remember Kevin Holland? He's the
Flappy lips.
Yeah, flappy lips, exactly. So, but he actually did what we said we wanted to see him do on this show, is move down in weight. So he's going from middleweight down to welterweight, which I think is great. And actually, I don't think I've ever seen a fight that's so in one guy's favor. It's like the UFC really wants to see this guy get a W. It's been over a year since he's won a fight in the UFC. He fought Derek Brunson and Vittori, what's his name? The Italian dude, Melvin Vittori.
Melvin Vittori.
Melvin. Yeah, Melvin Vittori, and they both did the same thing to him. They took him down to the ground, and they laid on him, basically squeaked out the win. Had they kept it standing, who knows? But obviously, the weight was an issue for him up there at middleweight. So coming down in weight, Holland's also a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt. So I think that'll be good for him. If Oliveira, his game plan is to do the same thing that Vittori and Brunson did, I don't think that he's going to have the same success, being much smaller. I'm not too sure what Holland walks around at, but it's got to be close to middleweight, or more than middleweight, you would assume. But so I'm not too sure how much the cut was for him. I don't know what kind of grade you would give his fight IQ. He's extremely cocky when he gets in there, and can be. In his last fight against Vittori, he did not talk as much as he usually does. So he kind of put that into check. Someone in his corner must have, took him aside and said, just shut your mouth while you're in there.
Yep.
It looks like Oliveira is kind of like on his way out. He's lost his last 3 fights. And I don't see any way that Holland loses this fight. I think like I said, he's an exciting fighter. He's got a big following. People want to see him win. He's moved down in weight. He's up against a perfect opponent, in my opinion. I think Holland finishes this fight within the 3 rounds, either on the ground or on stand up. I don't really see. You can go either way, but I think he's going to win it. He's a heavy favorite, so I'm not betting it. But yeah, that's where my money would go.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna throw him in on a parlay. I'll get to that a little later when we do our bets, but I agree with you. It seems like a fight, kind of like you said, set up for him to win, right? And I think he's a good sell for the UFC. You want to have him on main cards, really entertaining, obviously, fighting wise, and with all the talking he does. So I agree with that.
Fun fact. Did you say he was a Brazilian? What jiu-jitsu? Was he a black belt, Mike?
Brazilian jiu-jitsu
black belt. Did you know that I'm a 5th degree kung fu blue belt?
You are?
Yes.
Cool.
Right?
Really?
Yeah.
Surprising news.
I can kick your ass.
All right, the next fight on the card is in the featherweight division, and this is actually my favorite fight of the night. The one I'm looking most forward to. It's Bryce Mitchell versus Edson Barbosa, and Bryce Mitchell comes in at 14-0 in MMA. Barbosa is 22-10. Mitchell is a minus 170 favorite, and Barbosa is a plus 140 underdog. And this is definitely a step up in competition for Bryce Mitchell. He has a very similar game plan to like a Khabib. Comes in there, relentless pressure, always looking for the takedown, ground and pound. That's his game style. Amazing cardio. Barbosa, if this fight stays on his feet, obviously has a huge advantage. But I just don't see that happening. I think that even though it's a step up in competition, Mitchell really hasn't fought anybody. It's a step up in competition, but he's just going to come on there and he's going to, like, if you look back at any one of his fights, he comes out and immediately in the first 30 seconds, he's already tried to shoot 3 times. He's going to constantly be shooting. It's going to wear down on Barbosa. He's going to be able to get the takedowns. And I think he's going to finish him. And just his relentless pressure is going to finish him. via submission in the third round. I don't see him sitting there and wanting to stand with him. And I look back at the people that Barbosa's lost to. It's, this is a game plan that he's used to seeing too. People trying to do this to him. The only two people that have been able to do it to him are Khabib and Kevin Lee. Two great fighters, but I think Mitchell is up there with them, man. I see him fight. I love the cockiness, big following. This is a big name for him. This is a big fight for him. He needs to get this W, and I think he gets it done.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I think Mitchell will get it done. I don't think it's gonna be finished. I think it's gonna go to a decision. Barbosa's a tough guy, and we've talked a lot about like gatekeepers for divisions, like kind of that guy to get to that next tier into like the competing for a title stage. I think Barbosa's that guy, one of those guys in this division. I mean, he's been around. You always see him on cards. He's always a tough fight, never an easy fight. Cool. But yeah, I think Barbosa will do enough to survive. And I mean, odds-wise, they still think it's going to be a close fight. So if you bet by Mitchell with points, you get almost 2.5 to 1 to win by decision. So I'm going to go with that. And yeah, I think Barbosa would survive, and he's going to make it an interesting fight. And Mitchell will still win, but via decision.
Cool. All right. The next fight of the night is the UFC co-main event. And I actually had to do some homework before this podcast to get some, because it just got
threw
announced.
A little wrinkle in there for you, huh?
Yeah, because I originally had a plan that he was going to fight Fiziev, and Fiziev backs out last minute there, 4 days to go, and Renato Moicano shows up to step in on 4 days notice. And Moicano fought 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whatever's in UFC 271. So stepping in, I guess he's still in game shape. They're doing it at a catch weight at 160 because it's only on 4 days notice. But we have Rafael Dos Anjos. He's 30-13, and Moicano is 16-4 and one draw. And Dos Anjos is a -160 favorite, and Moicano is a +130. Interesting thing about this fight is that Dos Anjos was actually an underdog to face Fiziev in this fight, and Fiziev knocked out Moicano. So I mean, it's a tough one to pick, man. I don't know. It's this is one I was going back and forth on. I was watching highlights of both the guys. I was reading up all these articles like before, just waiting for you guys to jump on the call. And I'm going to go with my gut on this one. We have Rafael Dos Anjos. He's a former champion. If you look back at his last 15 fights, man, and just look at the names of the guys that he's fought, every single one of them is top tier.
Yeah, he's fought the who's who of the division for sure.
Yeah, like the creme de la creme. And you look at who's Moicano's fought, no one really big. I mean, Moicano did look really, really good in his last fight, his last two fights, actually, winning them both by a rear naked choke decision. The last fight was in the second round. The fight before that was within the first minute and a half of the fight. The only people that have been able to beat RDA have been able to take him down. And that's exactly what Moicano's game plan is, to take people down, get on their back, wrestle with them. He's a decent striker. You got to be worried about his cardio, though, not going the distance like this is a five round fight as well. So I'm worried about his cardio. RDA's got the IQ, he's got the knowledge, he's got the history. If you look back to the fight 3 weeks ago when Moicano won, and you look at his post-fight interview, you'll see that this guy's young and he's hungry and he really wants to fight and he really wants the money. And he needs to get that. He needs to beat RDA here on Saturday. So that's why I'm going with my gut on this one. And I'm going to go with Moicano to win this fight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We'll go back and watch his post-fight interview with, after the fight.
It's not a bad pick at all. I'm going to go with the opposite, with the experience and with, even though RDA did not have time to prepare for him, he still has been training for this fight. I mean, normally guys stepping in on short notice, it does not work out well for them. I know he is a young guy, and he didn't just fight last weekend, but he did fight recently. So just based on those alone, and the veteran RDA, it would be a huge. I'm surprised the odds are as close as they are. Maybe it's because I didn't watch the last fight of what's his name, Lozano.
Yeah.
Lozano.
Go back and watch it. It's on YouTube.
I will. But yeah, no, I'm still going with Dos Anjos. I'll probably.
But then what really messed with your head? Go
parlay.
back and watch his fight against that Fiziev guy.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like he's gonna. I don't know. It's a tough one, man. It's a real tough one.
Like I said, just based on the fact that he's stepping in on short notice, I'm going with RDA in this fight.
Sounds good. Okay, well, we got the main event of the evening, the welterweight fight versus Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal. Covington 16-3. He's a -335 favorite. Masvidal is 35-15 plus 265. Masvidal, this is a fight I've been looking for because these two freaking hate each other, man. If you've been watching the lead up to this fight, they've just been.
They used to be
other.
Fucking friends, though, right?
Yeah,
or buddies.
They did. They
train together and shit. Yeah, not that long ago.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is, but they don't like each other. It's going to be a fun, week leading into these fights, watching the weigh-ins and watching, them face off and stuff like that. I'm excited to see all that kind of stuff.
I think that's going to be the most entertaining part of this whole weekend because go ahead. I'll give you my thoughts after. But
yeah. Well, no, I think that Masvidal being 37 years old, he's kind of at the end. Colby Covington's got 3 losses, 2 of them coming to Usman.
Close last fight too, like fairly close.
Yeah, and then we also have Masvidal, who's also lost to Usman, but he got knocked the F out the last time that they fought. Colby pushes a relentless pace, takedowns similar to the Bryce Mitchells. If you want to give an edge to Masvidal, it might be in the striking, maybe, right?
Yeah.
You argue that he maybe a little bit, but I wouldn't I wouldn't be surprised if
not enough
to knock him out too. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Totally agree.
The game plan of Colby's is going to be get in there and he's going to be push the pace. He's going to try to take him down. He's going to try to submit him. He's going to, I think he's strong enough too to sort of hold him up against the cage, kind of like Usman did in their first fight. I don't see really a chance of Masvidal winning this fight, but I think that he's not going to say die either. So I'm going to take Colby via decision in this fight.
I think Colby's gonna smash him. I see Dan smiling over there. So you know what? Since we agree, Mike, on this fight, I'm gonna let Dan jump in here. And what do you think about this main event, Dan?
Well, Mike, your feedback and comments, really get me thinking every time, especially with this fight. I was gonna question and be like, why is the odds like this so spread out? You said 135 for Covington. What is Masvidal at?
No.
Coming in -335.
Minus 335. Okay, wow. Okay, so
big favorite.
So I remember the fight, and we were talking about against Usman. They had that makeshift belt, baddest motherfucker. The Rock came out, for that title. I don't know if you guys remember the fight, and.
It was against Diaz, not.
Yeah. But it was, and I saw Masvidal, and I was like, this guy is, he's almost like another Conor McGregor, hyping the fights, talking trash, and then he gets knocked out. I don't know. Covington is coming off of some pretty big losses. The last
who got knocked out?
Masvidal.
He won the fight.
Masvidal, you're right. He got knocked out.
Against Usman.
Yeah, but the baddest motherfucker fight.
Yeah. But the last couple fights.
Oh, okay,
So both of them have been knocked out by Usman. But I think Covington is, he's a lot more hungry. I think Masvidal. I can't even say his name right.
Say Jorge.
It's
Jorge.
It's the warm gin and tonics. They'll do that to you.
I know.
Yeah.
I gotta start adding ice. Jorge, as I see more and think more, he's like a McGregor. He's just there to hype the fight, beak off.
Oh, so I thought you were going the other way. It sounds like
I was going before.
Oh man,
you know how we were chatting before, but
Yeah.
you know what? Just for a little excitement, I'm gonna stay with Jorge. Even being 37, Covington has a few losses in a row. It's gonna be a good fight, but I think it goes the distance. Someone's getting knocked out, though. I think someone's getting knocked out, and it's gonna be Covington. Boom. That's my lock.
You know how like when someone gets knocked out like hard, they kind of develop like a weak jaw.
yeah.
How Jorge got knocked out last time from Usman? Like he got knocked the F out, right? One of the worst shots I've seen a guy eat. He could be having a case of that now. You just gotta tap him and boom, he's out, You never know.
But wasn't that his first knockout? Like he hadn't been knocked out before.
That's right. That's what I mean. Like once you get knocked out like that,
yeah, true.
And like
You're a lot
look
more
at guys
prone.
like Chuck Liddell, right? He got knocked F out, and then you just slap him, and he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No,
So those are my picks, and my Bodog pick of the week is going to be in this fight. I don't know if we're not doing that yet, but I can tell you guys that when we get to it.
So speaking of Conor McGregor, I heard Dan mention his name. What's this? He wants to seriously consider buying Chelsea FC.
I hope he has some investors.
I was gonna say I don't think he's worth that much.
No, but he probably knows some people that have some bankroll there to back him. But yeah, no, I saw he tweeted that after there's reports that their owner is looking to shed some assets or.
That's insane. If that idiot can buy a team like that, insane. All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
He'll have to sell a lot of whiskey, and his whiskey ain't great.
Yeah.
Right, Dad?
Right.
No, his whiskey's terrible. It burns
It's
all
no
the way
Jameson,
down.
that's for sure.
No. All right. Let's get into the Canuckaroos. So this roller coaster ride. Really, I mean, holy crap! The game against Calgary. Like, who saw that coming? I would never bet on them. That was unreal. Calgary was not looking good.
I actually bet on them, but
on the Flames. Yeah, I know you're a Flames fan.
No, that game I bet on the Canucks.
Oh, you bet on the Canucks that game, but you did bet on the Flames to win the Stanley Cup.
To win the cup, and maybe that's why they lost 7-1.
Mm-hmm.
I also
my dad bet on this. His first Bodog bet. He bet on them that game.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I was gonna guarantee the Flames. I did guarantee the Flames were gonna win. Who better to extend their 11-game win streak than playing the Canucks?
Yeah, you know what? I agreed with you.
I should say this every time. Like, who are they playing tomorrow? Islanders? I guarantee the Islanders are gonna smash them.
Keep talking like that.
But yeah, the Canucks, you see a game like that and you think like, okay, we have the team, we can go on a run. Like that's the best our team could have possibly looked like. All cylinders clicking, the power play was fantastic. 5-on-5, we were great. Penalty kill was good. Demko just being Demko, right?
Yeah.
Super solid. But I mean, that is not the norm. Okay. Mike thinks you and I are going to be doing a shoey, Govik, because they're going to go on this.
What
this
perfect
long
timing
run.
Was that game? After you guys just flippity flap your lips.
No, but
do it out of my work boot.
But that is not the norm. That is not the norm, man.
Hold on. What's this shoey thing? I don't remember.
I got it in my journal right here.
Yeah.
Back to the page. Hold on.
Yeah,
if they go on a playoff run, Govik, I gotta do a shoey.
Run for me is like you win one series.
I agree.
You gotta do a shoey.
I gotta do a shoey out of my golf shoes, and you gotta do one out of your
work boot.
Work boot, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, there's still so much chatter. We're still, I guess now 2.5 weeks away from the trade deadline. There's reports players are getting frustrated of hearing their names constantly. But I mean, when you clean house and management like that, it's gonna happen. I mean, you're a pro hockey player. I'm sure it sucks, but what are you gonna do, right?
Dude, you're a pro hockey player. You're getting paid millions and millions of dollars to play your game that you love. Shut the fuck up about it.
And Rutherford straight out said when he came to Vancouver, it's like, oh, I'm gonna take the next whatever few months leading up to the trade deadline, see where we're at to evaluate our team. And like I've talked about before, and I'm gonna say it again, like Demko makes up for a lot of our major flaws, and you can see that when he gets the night off.
Or you could see that when he plays human, because
mediocre, not as not a bubble Demko type game, which is.
But holy shit, Halak, like make a save, man! What is that,
dude? I was excited about that signing. Okay, I'll admit that was one of in the off season. Like he's an older guy, but he's a veteran, and he's been solid. He had a bad half season last year with Boston, but I mean, you look at his body of work in his career, guy's solid, man. I was excited about that. At this point, we're not going to be able to trade Halak for anything. He has a no trade clause, thanks to thank you, Jim. I'd much rather see Spencer Martin up here, man. Remember what he did during those COVID times?
Yeah. It's going to be tough, though. That's
especially when he lays eggs like he did there. He's not going anywhere, even if he did waive his no trade clause.
No, if he played like just decent enough, I bet you the Oilers would be all over it. Oh yeah, bring Halak over here. I mean, they're dying for something.
They are, but Koskinen actually is turned it around. Surprisingly, he had a shutout the other night. But yeah, no, they're definitely looking for a goaltender. But yeah, the Canucks, man, I don't know. They get us all excited with a game like they did in against Calgary, and they look pretty good against the Rangers. Almost gave up a late lead there.
Yeah, that was a weird game. They came out strong, and then they
faded away a little bit.
Yeah, faded away a little bit. But hey, whatever. It is what it is. They still got the win.
Yeah, for sure. And then you know what? The New Jersey game, maybe it's just New Jersey. I think that was. I don't know. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I know it's a huge streak, but we've lost like 11 or 12 in a row against New Jersey.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. And they haven't been good during that window. It's a weird thing. Quinn Hughes has never beat Jack Hughes ever in the junior leagues or obviously in the NHL. So, it could just be one of those weird teams for the Canucks for whatever reason.
That was the worst I've ever seen Quinn Hughes play. I think of all time that I've seen.
His parents and family, friends were all in attendance against his brother.
Must have had shots the night before.
Maybe.
Jack Hughes looked good.
Did you hear they had a little bet on that game, by the way?
To buy a painting or something like that. What was it for?
Some expensive painting for I guess they share a house. And loser of the game had to
buy the painting.
The bill for that. Yeah.
You guys want to know what I did? So my dad set up a Bodo account for our Sports Junkies.
Oh, please tell me it wasn't you that did this to the Canucks with the Devils.
Oh fuck! Listen. Oh boy. So he calls me. So he's not very good with technology, right? So I go into his account and I make his bets for him. He tells me what he wants to do.
I was gonna say I see where you get it from, but
so he goes to me. He goes to me on day one. He's like, "Hey, I'll put some money. I won't say how much on the Canucks tonight as against Calgary." So I did it. Okay, good. Calgary blows them out, right? And then the next game, who'd they play? It was in New York, right? The Rangers.
The Rangers.
Yeah. New York. Yeah.
So he calls me, and it was like I don't know, half an hour before the puck dropped, right? And he was out for dinner or whatever. He calls me and he's like, "Hey, Mike, double my bet. Put it on the Canucks tonight." Well, I was asleep. I was having a nap, right? I'm like, okay. I look at the time. I better get this in because it's a 4:30 game.
Yeah.
So I get in there and I make his bet, whatever. Tell him he's good, and then we're watching the game and they blow him out, and he's thinking he's the best sports bookie picker of all time. He's jumping around and
he's like, "This is easy, Mike."
After the game, he goes and looks at the account. He's like, "Mike, how come the money's not back in the account?" I go, "I don't know. It's weird. I mean, just maybe give it 20 minutes or whatever and see what happens." The next day, he calls me up and he's like, "Hey, the money's still not in the account." I go, "What the heck?" So I go and I look in his account, and I bet the money on the New Jersey game.
Oh,
And
fuck.
I go,
No.
I'm like, if New Jersey the Canucks lose, are you gonna be mad? He's like, yeah. So I never wanted the Canucks to win so bad. And look
So
what
it was
happened.
you.
Look at what happens. I couldn't effing believe it.
So you can miss the cutoff, and then because I know you texted, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
fucking, my dad bet blah 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 on the game tonight. And
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't.
Oh.
Explains everything.
Yeah, man. No, I
You
didn't
better-
miss the cutoff. I just must have
Bet
just
the
looked
wrong-
and
the
scrolled
wrong
down too
game.
far or whatever the
Dude,
next day.
You
and
better
bet.
tweet at Quinn Hughes and apologize.
Well, that wasn't his bet though. That's different. That wasn't his bet.
But
no, but
he
I
was
really,
doing
really
the
wanted the Canucks
betting.
to win against against New Jersey.
Oh man, that's crazy.
He must
And I was
have
telling my wife, and we're watching the game. I'm like,
Oh,
can you
fuck.
believe this? It's 3-0, 4-0. Oh my god.
That's brutal, man.
So did you have to cover that bet for him or what?
I guess he hasn't talked to me since then, so I don't know.
Oh man.
You
That
had
is
one
good
job,
stuff.
man. You had one job.
I know. Shit, I shouldn't be in that position. Ty, you should be in that position. He should call you.
Yeah, no kidding. So yeah, for our listeners, if you need help placing a bet, don't call Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stay away. Speaking of bets, let's why don't we go to our bets of the week here, boys. I'm gonna save mine for last. How about that? Let's start with eeny meeny miny mo. Ty, what eeny meeny miny doink? Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna stick with golf, and they're a little harder to hit. These are kind of long shots, but I love watching golf every weekend, especially right now. I talked about it last week, the Florida Swing. So this week we are in Orlando for the Arnold Palmer Invitational, always a fun tournament. But real quick, I'll go over my bets for last week. So last week I had Billy Horschel to finish the first round in the top 10, which he did. So that was a little payout. I did have him to finish in the top 10 overall for the tournament. Unfortunately, he did not. He did finish top 20 though. Played a solid tournament. It was a really weird finish to that event. The rain just started pouring. I don't know if you guys saw it on 17. It was Shane Lowry and this guy who's never won before. His name is Sepp Straka. I didn't know a ton about him before, but anyways, he snuck out a victory and won his first ever tour event. And it was good for him, but I was live betting on Shane Lowry, so I was not a huge fan of that result. But yeah, for my
Dude, you're putting me to sleep here. What are you betting on?
For my bet, I'm just giving a little. People watch other sports other than soccer and hockey. Just so you know,
Football.
Well, no, I'm saying what you watch, really.
I watch football. I watch European handball too, and tennis.
There's no football on right now. But yeah, my bet this week is for John Rahm to straight out win the tournament this week. It's his first time playing in this tournament, but he's been playing solid golf all year. It actually only pays out 9.5 to 1, which is pretty crazy because he has never played this tournament before. But he plays well in Florida, and I expect him to compete. He will be on the leaderboard on Sunday, and so $50 bet pays out pretty nice there. So
what does it pay out?
$450.
Nice.
Not bad. Like I say, golf's tough to bet on, right? You just kind of got to pick a horse and hope they have a good tournament. What do you got for this week, Govik?
Oh, I said I was going to go last. How about you, Mike? What do you got?
Well, I'm gonna put all my bets down in the UFC this week because it's a numbered event. So my number one pick is going to be Bryce Mitchell at -170 and taking him to straight up win that fight. And I'm also going to put a little bet on him to win via submission within the fight. Also, all the picks that I made, I'm going to make a parlay with all of them, which I do usually all the time, and I've never hit one. So I don't suggest you guys do that, but I just put like $10 on it, and if it pays out pretty nice. So my number one pick this week is going to be Bryce Mitchell to continue on. He's going to be 15-0 after Saturday night.
I like it.
I like it
Well,
too.
Mike, all your insight, and I've just been thinking for the last 10, 15 minutes about my picks and who am I going to take. You got me questioning myself, but you know what? I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to stick with Jorge. I'm going to stick with Rafael Dos Anjos. And you know what? I might even flirt with doing a parlay for both of them, winning by knockout.
That should pay pretty good.
That's pretty bold. You're going with Jorge and who? Sorry?
Rafael Dos Anjos.
RDA.
All right. You bet those two just to win. $50 pays out $239, Dan. You get odds just under 5-1.
Oh.
So there you go.
People, save your money because Jorge is not winning that fight.
Not a chance. Chris,
I'm gonna shut up right there though, because I'm not doing it.
What do you got for us?
Well, I was thinking long and hard about this. I'm going to bet on one game, and it's going to be on the weekend. And the Canucks have this thing where they lately they have a little couple of game win streak, and then they lose a big one. Then they come back and they do a couple another game win streak, and they lose a big one. So we're on the schedule right now tomorrow they play the Islanders. Islanders have kind of had their number this year. I don't know if they win that game. They may lose it, or they might be a close victory, but I think they go into Toronto and they spank the Leafs, just like how Buffalo did tonight. I haven't looked at the odds. I don't know what I'm going to win, but I will win something. You will see. I would like to take the Canucks over the Leafs. Boom.
Nice. Yeah, the Leafs will definitely be favored, so you'll get some good value there.
Yeah.
I'm going to say probably like 1.5 to 1, maybe plus 150, plus 160. I guess it does depend too how they look against the Islanders and what happens in between now and then. But yeah, I like it. Go Canucks, go.
Boom. And if they win, then I was right. And if they lose, then I'm never betting on them again. This one beer, man, it's pretty strong. So, all right. Okay, we just wanted to quickly talk about the Major League strike there. Not really much to talk about. I only watch playoffs when it comes to baseball. So, yeah.
Yeah, Dan. What do you know about that? What's going on with that right now? I know they're canceling games right now as we speak.
Yeah, opening day was supposed to be in a couple of weeks. Again, collective bargaining. It's that time of the year, where the collective bargaining agreement between players and owners. Obviously, there's a stall. At the end of the day, it comes down to money, as always. It's not the first time, some of these, any league has been in a lockout around collective bargaining time. So that's just where they're at. I mean, good thing they have 200 and something games to play. So I'm sure they'll get some point of the season underway. With obviously, again, losing games to COVID, the pandemic, last 2 years, shortened seasons. I don't know, how you can even contemplate not having a season now because of a collective bargaining agreement. But again, it's a lot of money on the table for owners and players. So let's hope they get a deal done. But as of right now, opening day is canceled and the season is going to be delayed. So.
All right. Thank you to our MLB insider, Mr. Dirty Dan.
Yeah, I'm wearing my Blue Jay jersey here in support of the players, hoping a deal gets done, because the sooner baseball season starts and finishes, then football season's right around the corner.
like I said, the playoffs, baby. I like watching the baseball playoffs. Always good times. All right, episode 47, baby. All right, don't forget, like we said, Bodog. Okay, click on our link. Come to our website. www.
How's that beer?
I'm telling you, man, this is crazy beer. www.westcoastsportsjunkies.ca. Go on the website. There's a link to Bodog on our website. Feel free to get your money matched for a first time person there. Buy-in, yes. Sorry, jeez, man, this beer. So that was our show. Obviously good times tonight. Obviously this Bridge Brewing thing is really, really good.
Sounds like we need to check that place out, man.
Yeah, man, we got to go there. Kudos to them, man, though. Like, this is excellent. All right, so coming up shortly, we will have an announcement on Instagram and on social media. We will be giving away a pair of Canuck tickets to an upcoming game. Now that we're back at 100% full capacity, it should be a good time. I know the last game I went to wasn't 100%, but it was still a good time. I know the last game that Ty and Mike went to was a blowout because they were there.
Still a good time.
Still a good time, right? Still have a couple drinks, maybe have a couple of these. You'll have a gay old time with this. I'm telling you, man, this is awesome. So yeah, so upcoming, watch our Instagram, watch our posts, and it's a quick contest. Won't be too difficult, but it's still a contest. And you'll need to do something, and you may be able to win those tickets. All right, thanks for tuning in, folks. That was a great show. Again, great beer. Can't say enough about Bridge Brewing here. So from North Van, awesome. That's it. Episode 47. Adios. Keep it real till the next episode, baby.